Back in the building, it's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boston Clinic. Y'all know what it is. Quick Q&A. If anybody jump on, some people been asking for me to come on with a live stream. I occasionally do them, every now and again. But 2017 was a great year. Title might be misleading. We could talk Q&A for 2017. Also, we can get into some 2018 talk. I mean, we got some big fights kicking off next year as well. You got Groves, Ebanks Jr., Garcia Lipinets, Danny Garcia, and Brandon Rios. I mean, you got a lot of good fights popping off next year as well. But this year was one of the most, exciting years in boxing. If y'all got some questions, I'm more than happy to answer the questions with an answer and some back and forth. But until then, just keep going. This year was excellent, man. I didn't, remember that one year we had? Let me go back. The year after Floyd fought Canelo and Danny fought Matisse on the same card, when Al Heyman was trying to run out all the contracts under Golden Boy before Oscar came back out of rehab. That was the worst year in boxing I had ever seen. That's one of the worst years. That's the worst year I seen. This year made up for a lot. The year before was alright, 16 was alright. But what was it? 15 was terrible. 15 was all-time trash. It was 13 to 15, it was all-time trash. We had a good year this year, man. After Frampton and Cruz kicked it off with Badu Jack and James DeGale. When the first quarter of boxing is fire. Yeah, it was 15 that was sad. That's exactly what it was. When the first quarter of boxing is fire, it's going to be a hell of a year. And next year, it's fire. After Lamont Peterson, I did a video on that. Shout out to Elvis J. I think it should be Amir Khan. If Amir Khan looks good in his little comeback fight in March, that's when Khan is targeting to come back. We know Khan will fuck around and not come back for a whole another year. But if Khan, it is. But if Khan comes back healthy, looks good versus a formidable foe, yeah, I like Khan and Earl Spence in the UK. And he had another question. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, I can click the screen. I tried to go live on the on my little laptop, my girl laptop. It had to do too much shit, so I went back on the thing. But Earl, after like I said, I asked the Earl Spence question real quick. Then he came back with he had another one too, I thought. He came back with who should Crawford face after Horn. It's more likely gonna be Manny Pacquiao. Crawford. Remember, we're doing the Q&A. We got some questions. I answer them. It's more likely gonna be Manny Pacquiao. They gonna force Pacquiao to walk the plank. What's going on? What's going on? My boy Angel Santos, who always commented, man. I know most of y'all now. Y'all frequently commented the trolls as well too. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Manny Pacquiao to be exact. Cotto, Ali after Cotto, man. It'll probably gonna be I'm sipping some Remy, sorry. For Ali, it's probably gonna be an easy fight. It's only gonna be Lima Smith, which is a little bit dangerous because Lima got some size, but he can outbox Lima. But sorry. The ice kind of slipped in my mouth. But probably be Lima Smith, but they trying to set up for Ali versus Kell Brook. And I like that fight. If Kell Brook is somewhat healthy, but if you got both of your orbital bones broke, I gotta try that Henny and pineapple. I gotta try that. Henny, my favorite drink. But yeah, if Kell Brook is 100%, I argue with people. Now I like Ali in that fight, man. Ali problem is not that he don't have a chin. He uses too much energy moving around. In the Cotto fight, he planted a lot more, and it seemed like they made him more of a stationary target. And usually in boxing, being a stationary target is bad. But at some point in the fight, you got to plant your feet and be aggressive. So, because you can't move around the ring all the time because you will lose too much energy. So, with his power, he should be planting a little bit more and mixing this movement with his power. Let me go down the line again. Oh, man, I hope, man, JD Films, I hope Badu Jack beat Adonis Stevenson. I was a big Adonis Stevenson fan. I always thought that he'd get Kovalev problems. I always thought Kovalev was a little mental midget, and that turned out to be the fact. But Kovalev is a beast. So I wasn't going to put no money on that. But, if Badu Jack without Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, who ain't look like he had no drop-off, he fired him as a trainer through text, which was one of the most cowardly things I I seen a man do is fire another man through text. But I would favor Adonis Stevenson, but I think Badou Jack is a guy that can move away from the left hand. But people say, oh, only got one hand, but that one hand, he can hook it, uppercut it, he can shoot it up and down straight, so it's dangerous. I think Badou Jack got a chance, but I favor Adonis Stevenson, but don't quote me on that. Yeah. Thurman is the main danger. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to answer this. When he says James Chalmers, you know, Earl Spence will clean up the division with, you know, Thurman being the main danger. But Earl will take it to the body and break him. That's exactly how I see it going down. Yeah. You know, I think Thurman is the main danger because the only reason we a lot of people don't put, you know, the people that don't put Crawford into that category is, you know, the reason why people don't put Crawford in that category, because we haven't seen him. And a lot of people lose thought what was Keith Thurman was. And I catch myself getting mad at Keith. He was one of my favorite fighters. Like, I could reach out to Keith right now and he'd be like, what's going on? You know, answering everything. So he a real dude. And he kept it real with us saying he going to wait until the Earl Spence fight go down. And a lot of us is upset, but it is what it is. It ain't nothing that we ain't been through before. But we forget what Keith looked like. Now, if Keith come back and blast... oh boy, if he blasts Jesse Vargas, which is not a conventional that's not a tune-up fight. That's a disrespect calling it a tune-up fight. That's a tough fight coming back. But he spent a lot of money in Nepal's getting married and being over there, paying his bills at home and living over there. He spent a lot of money. And the girl that he married, they family owned a little bar he met her at or whatever. But he spent a lot of money over there. So he had to come back with a fight that was going to make some money to recoup some money and stuff. Not saying that he live an upscale lifestyle, but, you know, when you ain't got nothing coming in, you fight once or twice a year, trust me. You know, $2-3 million paydays ain't gonna, you know, keep up a fighter's lifestyle and stuff of that nature. But yeah, but when we see Keith Thurman, if he look good versus Jesse Vargas, a lot of people gonna jump back on that Keith Thurman bandwagon. We know that's what the deal is, and that's keeping it trill. I ain't picking Victor Ortiz over Alexander. Victor Ortiz is done. Alexander was on he had an opiate addiction. When the Madonna fight, he had a blood clot in his nose. They gave him some painkillers. And Kevin Cunningham, I did a video on that article a few months ago, back in the summer. Said he got addicted to the opiates or whatever, and it dropped down his energy rate. And ever since then, he been slipping. He ain't had the power or the energy. He been drained. So I like Alexander. Having Victor Ortiz been knocked down his last 3 fights or something like that. Shout out to my boy Matthew Valentine, man. Always, I know him personally through on here as well. He do a lot of commenting, and all y'all guys to do a lot of commenting. I got something for y'all, some shirts and some stuff I got coming in hopefully soon. You know, from Brick City, I know Jersey at, you know. Thanks. I try to do a great job. I think I just answered your question without even reading. I think Thurman gonna do well as long as he ain't injured. Vargas got a chance, but Thurman gonna remind people why he the top welterweight. I'll say that. Marcus Brown, Jamel W, excuse me. He got a lot of skill, man. Remember that hot rod guy that really beat Marcus Brown? Ever since then, he been on a crazy scare. He did pull out the mandatory with Gufic, but that was because of Al Heyman. Because I think he already know he's promised a shot at Adonis Stevenson. We'll see. He is a very skilled individual. I like Marcus Brown a lot. He part of that Errol Spence and Clarissa Shield Olympic class. And I look for him to do big things. I think Dominic Brazil's in that class as well, who's doing great things as a heavyweight. I thought after Anthony Joshua had, you know, knocked him out, it would be the end of him, but he still came back. And like Brazil, another Olympian from that class, is going to be fighting Charles Martin. So look out for that. I don't know if that fight's still going to happen, but it could. After Canelo fights Triple G, do you think Canelo would try to avoid the other title? Of course he will. He will. You know, Canelo is he's not going to. I did a video yesterday. If Jermell Charlo moves up to 160 next year, which he should, you know, after he gets Jared Swift hurt and the Arizona Laura winner, it sounds like that fight going to happen because both of their mandatories is going to fight for the regular WBA championship. So Jared Swift Hurt did call him out if y'all missed that video. And he gets the winner of that next year. If he moves up and then after the World Boxing Super Series tournament, if Chris Eubanks Jr. wins and don't take that much damage, he moved back down 160. Canelo ain't going to be able to breathe because you got Shevchenko, Jamal Charlo, the other brother, Andrade, Triple G, unless he moved up, Danny Jacobs. I mean, a lot of it. Robert Brandt moved back down, you know, which he should have never moved up to 168. That was a dumb move. You got a lot of different guys there. You still got Ryota, who's another champion there. I mean, that division went from stinker to top dog almost with welterweight. The depth of the 160-pound division is deeper than the welterweight division, believe it or not. Not saying overall talent-wise, but it's deeper now, especially if some of those guys move down and move up. That division gonna be stacked, and you're gonna see a lot of competition. And I will say this, Danny Jacobs is turning to be quite the fine fighter and proving me wrong. I don't got a problem admit when I'm wrong. But Canelo, to answer your question, yeah, Canelo can't. Let the sanctioning bell body shuffle around and Oscar pay some more money. But I think Canelo's going to prove his worth versus Triple G. I don't think a lot of people going to be rushing to fight him. I like him in a rematch. He going to look good. I don't think Vargas trash, man. I think you think of Hassan Yemen. I think you think about the old Vargas. He hired Mike McCullum as a trainer. Once again, he done went through Roger, Roy, Eric Morales, Dewey Cooper, and now Mike McCullum, the body snatcher. I think Jesse Vargas is improving. He's not the conventional 1-2 puncher that was getting gifts after gifts on HBO. I think he's far from trash now. Now I remember the old Jesse Vargas, Hassan. Yeah, I didn't like him. But the new one that's doing unconventional things, I like him. What's next for Erickson Lubin? This is a lot of build-up fight, man. A lot of build-up. And I hope Richard Hitchens is one of the young fighters that come from the Boxers and Cops program with Christopher Lil Beehive Colbert, who was in Counterpunch. I hope he learned a lesson. Not only, I know Erickson Lubin learned his lesson. And Ryan Garcia, all these young guys that think they want to jump up and be ready, Devin Haney, enjoy the process. Enjoy, fighting these tough bums coming up and then fighting these tough tomato cans and fighting these tough journeymen. Enjoy that process, because if you make a mistake versus one of them and you get hurt, you can survive. 9 times out of 10, a lot of them guys are not going to finish you. You'll survive. You'll learn from that mistake. But if you make a mistake that you made, that Erickson Lubin made versus Jamel Charlo, it ain't going to be no second chances. That dude is a precision, cold-hearted, boxing, punching killer. And he wanted to make a statement. Just enjoy the process. Lubin's going to get a whole bunch of rebuild-up fights. He has never fought a guy with a losing record. I expect that to stop next year. I think 4 or 5 good rebuild-up fights in 2019. I look for him to be, probably on track with a J-Rock or Austin Trout or something like that, in my opinion. Yeah, I know who you meant, Erickson Lubin. Yeah, I know who you meant, Erickson Lubin. Keith Thurman, right hand, backs people. You're right. Yeah, Keith Thurman, that's a good point, Elvis J. Earl Spence is not going to be sitting there like he did with Kell Brook. In Kell Brook fight, he knew when he felt Brook power, he knew he didn't have the speed that Keith had. Keith would throw flurries and front run. And Kell Brook is not a front runner. He's a guy that only can fight at one pace. Earl Spence knew if he stepped that pace up and he was able to hit him to the body and not get hit like Sean Porter and smother his work like Porter did, he was going to do well. It was a game plan. With Keith, he won't enjoy that. He won't enjoy that luxury. He's going to have to get out of range, work his way in with his own jab, and he can't get hit as much as he did with Kell Brook. Because Keith Thurman, when he hit you, he might be fighting like a little prancy pussy right now, but he a cold-hearted killer, man. And he hit you right, he still will finish you. But Earl's going to have to get inside, smother him, keep it on the inside, work Keith Thurman's body. I don't know if Keith is able to hold or work on the inside. That'll be something interesting to see, but it won't be that easy. Yeah, sometime in Matthew Valentine, sometime in the near future next year, I'm gonna set up a lot of different stuff, man. I'm gonna set up the little donation thing like Ego and them do. I'm gonna start going to some more fights, man. I did go to the Triple G and Danny Jacobs fight. A girl took me for my birthday last year, so I might go. I might be in Vegas for a fight in March, or I might wait for the Jeff Horn and Terrence Crawford. And then if I do take donations, I'll be raffling off stuff, some signed gloves. I get there, man, and some other things. I ran into Anthony Durrell, had a little off-topic interview with him at the airport. We both from Michigan, so and I met him in New York again as well. Good brothers. But yeah, I will haul that set up next year. Y'all know the radio show coming. The live show will be coming. I'm bring some brothers on I used to work with on another channel. Shout out to Colosso Boxing Talk. Bring a lot of different brothers on here. Y'all know when everything go down, I announce it and send some stuff out. Bubu Andrade, he just trying to talk himself into a big payday. He trying to skip his line. This guy should be a top pound-for-pound fighter right now. He should be the legit number. He should be what Crawford is right now. And he should be above what Crawford is right now. And a lot of people don't get offended. I'm just saying that because he started way before Crawford. He had the opportunity to fight the Charlo brothers, and really fight Erickson Delore and put the pressure to get that Canelo fight. He messed his career up, but he got a chance of redemption when HBO reinvested in him. And I don't think he want to fight Zinchenko right now. So, he don't want to fight Danny Jacobs, but that might be the route he had to go. He said that's like his cousin. Brown versus Yard. Brown right now, I favor Brown right now because of the amateur experience. Yard didn't have that experience. That's a good one. Yard is the truth, man. I made a mistake and found Anthony Yard. He just needs more polish. He needs to go some more experience. He need a tough guy that can eat some power. He needs some rounds in. Right now, I favor Brown, but that can go either way. Right now, Yard don't have the amateur pedigree he got. And if y'all know what amateur pedigree mean, y'all know he got to just get to technique and see different styles. I think Yard is about a year and a half ready to be on the world championship level, if that. But he's a good fighter. He just got to make up that experience. Yeah, I mean, Broner is going to fight Omar Figueroa. And what I expect out of that fight is Omar Figueroa being the first guy to knock out Broner and stop him. Omar Figueroa ain't got no chill. I can see Broner stopping Figueroa too, but Figueroa is one of them crazy Mexican dudes, dude. I mean, you see how he did Robert Guerrero? You know, he stopped at 147. He said he going down to 140. So it's yet to be seen where that'll be at. But if it's at 140, I'm definitely favoring Omar Figueroa to knock out Broner, in my opinion. But Broner and Khan will ice Broner, man, just with work rate alone. Broner don't like to throw with people. And to beat Amir Khan, you usually got to punch with him. You know, not too many people can box with Amir Khan. You know, his chin is his epic downfall, and not having any slick defensive abilities is the downfall as well. What's your opinion on why you think AJ did? You know, shout out to my boy IOBTA Correa, IOBTA Boxing Talk. He just rebooted his page on YouTube, so y'all go follow him. The reason why Anthony Joshua doesn't need Deontay Wilder is you know, maybe Wilder is the biggest threat, but financially right now he don't need him. You know, that's just real. He don't need him. You know, he doesn't need him. You would take a percentage wise, you would take a cut versus Wilder. Why would you? I mean, you getting money. When I heard you got $20 million to fight, you know, Carlos Takam first Brotsworth Puev, I said, oh shit, he don't need no Wilder. For what? If I make a $20 million fighting in the UK, selling $20 pay-per-view, you absolutely right. I'm not about to go fight a guy that can knock me out in one punch. And if I beat him, I get a belt and not that much credit right now. You let Wilder build itself up, become a certain star in the United States. And then what they're going to do is, if they want to fight, you know, they truly want to fight Deontay Wilder, they'll build it back up. You know, they'll build that fight up. He'll become a paper star in America. He'll go from making $20 million a fight to $60, $70 million a fight. It's a blueprint they got for Joshua. You know, I be killing him because he acting like a little pussy. But just to keep it real, you know, it's financial. It's business. You can't be mad at him. It's all business. You know, could be, but if Vargas beats Keith Matthew, yeah, that could be a high possibility. I think Crawford's first PBC fight he will be offered, will be Danny Garcia, possibly a Luis Collazo or a Sean Porter at best. I think those would be the three fights he might, and Amir Khan, you could throw him in there as well. Those would be the three fighters he'd be offered. He's not gonna just come to PBC and get a shot at the King before Earl Spence get a shot at Keith Thurman. I will tell you that right now. Oh, Harrison. Oh, yeah, Harrison from where I'm from, Detroit. Man, he got that's a dangerous fight right there. Now, Harrison for Lubin, that's too dangerous right now, Angel. That's too dangerous. Now, Lubin need 4, patch-up fights first. He need a confidence builder. But if we talking about if he gets like 2 fights in this year and he want to step up again, Harrison is dangerous, man. He changing the way he eat. I think he just fought not too long ago. He changing a lot of things, man. And he can punch. He can punch. I like Willie Monroe Jr. for Lubin. If he got two tune-up fights, then his third or fourth step-up fight, I think that. If Horn versus Crawford happen in Vegas, I'll have a 50% chance I'll be there. Yeah. I'm looking. I might look to go to that. My birthday in March. I might push it back. I think it's April 10th, and fly out there, man. My dad work on planes, so yeah, I can fly free. Especially if I fly by myself. So I might do something in Vegas. I might go back to New York in March and catch Ramirez and what's kid name? Ramirez and Amir Mine. St. Patrick's Day weekend I went last year, and then might fly out by myself for that. But yeah, if I'm there, MBT Boxing, I fuck with your channel, man. We can link up and do some shit. He's on Instagram, intimidating other boxers. Clown. Who? Oh, Lubin? Is you talking about Lubin imitating other boxers? Who? Lubin? Let me know if you're talking about Lubin, agent. Imitating other boxers. I know Boo Boo was imitating other boxers. I seen that. Spence moving up after 3 more fights. So he could. I heard Sean Porter said he was too big. He moving up. Sean Porter started at 154. He started at 54, then they worked their way back down to welterweight. So he said when they asked about Errol Spence, he said he was too big, man. He said he was too big. So it'll be a couple guys that's moving up. Brown versus Badou Jack right now. I mean, I answered that question for you. If Wilder beats Ortiz, and if Joshua beats Parker, I heard Johnny Nelson. I did a video on this. Say, Mr. DX Factor 87. They want him to fight the Povetkin or Puev, which is both his IBF and his WBA and his IBF mandatory. Then they want him to fight David Haye for big money. So they thinking. I mean, I don't see that happening. I think he gonna fight the Povetkin, who looking shit since he ain't on the pads no more, or Puev, and then he gonna fight David Haye or Tony Bellew. David Haye if he beat Tony Bellew, he ain't fighting Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew scared him. He loves some Anthony Joshua. Yeah, the Ghost was old, but I had never seen the Ghost get whooped like that, Hassan Yemen. I ain't never seen that before. He got whooped up good. And Omar Figueroa, hands is healing now. That's his problem, his hands. He got bad hands because he punched like a wild man. Omar Figueroa will knock out Broner if Broner don't come with his A game, in my opinion. I'm rocking with Lomachenko over Mikey, just slightly right now. That'll be a tough fight, man. Mikey got a black kind of style. You know, he ain't got the slickness, man. Lomachenko is a different fucking animal. You know, I'm one of the first black guys to start working with Lomachenko. I hated Lomachenko because I felt that he was getting a gifted route to fighting for the championship versus Salido. I pulled for Salido on that fight. But after that fight, that made me open my eyes. I said, that's a bad motherfucker from Ukraine, man. I've been fucking with him since. I fuck with High Tech. He nice. I think he can edge Mikey, but it won't be an easy fight. I like him and Linares too as well, and him and Robert Houston Jr. I like him at 35. Hey, yeah. Ooh, you know, Quan Mugger. That's a good one. I'm going to have to ask that on the Facebook Boxing Clinic page. You know, who y'all got? Tony Harrison versus J. That's a real good fight. Winner of that fight should get a title. That's a pick 'em right there, in my opinion. Jacobs versus Charlo or Jacobs versus Sanders. Saunders ain't going to fight nobody of a threat unless it's Caleb Truax to move for a title or it's a title shot. Because he got potentially like $5 million on the table to fight Triple G in Kazakhstan. You know, it was like almost a billion people or a whole bunch of people watched Triple G versus who he fought, whoever he fought before Canelo. There's a lot of people that watched that fight in Ukraine, and him and Billy Joe Saunders almost closed the deal. So Billy Joe Saunders know the money he getting first Triple G. He knows that Eric Gomez and Golden Boy is not going to pay him to fight Canelo, so he gonna wait for Triple G. Because win, lose, or draw, Triple G is gonna hold the WBC belt. Canelo is not elected to fight for that belt, so that is what it is. Jacobs and Charlo, that's a good fight. I just think Charlo will whoop on Jacobs. I think it's close. I still favor Charlo because I think he got the proven chin and the proven attitude. That'd be a good fight, though, in my opinion. Close fight. But if Charlo was to beat Jacobs, he'd have an HBO deal. You won't see him on Showtime no more. HBO not about to let him walk away and beat Jacobs like that, even without a belt. Yeah, I think he had Boo-Boo. Yeah. Think about the imitation. I think he meant Boo-Boo, yeah. Who do you think Sanam Ali first title? His first title defense potentially going to be versus Lima Smith. I think that's the fight they're trying to set up. It might be a tune-up, a bum before that, and then Lima Smith. But I think it's going to be Lima Smith, yeah. Lima Smith a good, tough fighter. You know, his brother, I picked him to win the World Boxing Super Series tournament. Callum Smith. I like Callum Smith a lot. It'll be close, though. But it's Lima Smith. They hooking up, and then it'll be Kell Brook. Kell Brook coming back versus somebody I ain't never heard of. Ali beats him. Yeah, if it's not, yeah, I hope it, but the money is in the UK right now, man. You know, the UK line will pay two world-class bums millions of dollars over there. They support lower level, mid-level, high-level, expertise level boxing. They pay for any level of boxing in the UK, man. And that's why I say people don't understand. People got mad when I say boxing wasn't the top sport in America. And that's facts. You know, football is sliding. We know what's going on in football, in American football. We know what all the racial implications. We know that's falling from grace. The NBA got some talent injection. They coming up. The NHL killed their sport with the lockout. Soccer, they building soccer stadiums everywhere in the United States. So it's up to a sport like with UFC falling and them they trying to get back into boxing. You know, that is what it is. I gotta get off. My niece with a broke leg here. So I might go live again tomorrow, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Continue to share the videos and Support the movement, and I got something special for everybody in the channel. We gone.